Hey, little mama. First of all, where's her pacifier?
In the
What's it there? All right, let's we don't rock out like it is then.
you barely in
It's an
there.
effort. Later it's going to be. There's a trigger warning on this one. Hey, excuse me. We're trying to talk. And you over here interrupting and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. Come. All right. So the trigger warning with this particular episode for a reason, right? So this is uh, yeah, this is year three. Was it? Yeah. Well, yeah. What? 2020? No, no. I'm saying when did what was about talking about happen?
2020.
It did. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So trigger warning on this because it's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. And
Hey,
what terms?
my cousin.
Oh, hey.
Really? Your response.
No jealousy at all. I'm not terrible. Okay. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. It's been a long, it's been a long couple days. All right.
Hey,
So there's a trigger warning for a reason um, for a lot of women because this has to do with pregnancy and the 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 risks and the scary stuff that can happen has happened. So fair warning. It's in the title, so you can't really miss it. All right. So let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Tinder Did It. I'm Rob,
I'm Amber.
and Swipe changed our lives. So let's get right into it. We
I
met on
feel like we
Tinder.
gotta start introducing.
Yeah, she did every episode. Like, dang, you know what I did? Hold on, open this up. You know what I did? So I,
Out and everything.
yeah, this is her little seat. She can sit here and enjoy. Well, you know, she's gonna reach for stuff, but give her that. 'Cause you don't need that. But yeah, so let's get right into it. Year three. As you know, last episode we talked about
I would give her.
yeah, let me give her
I'll
this.
check the
Here.
phone.
We talked about my accident and how that was a very during that time it was a trying time prior to it, and we were able to overcome what we were going through um, based on how we responded from the how we recovered from it. So after that, of course, I'm in recovery, literally like to this day, still in recovery. But I'm doing a lot better, clearly. And around, was I still in the hospital when I said it?
Where you said hospital and what?
When I said let's have another?
Yes.
Uh,
Rehab.
yeah, I was in the rehab center. And I had been like for the last year, she talking about having another one, and I was like, nah, no. What do you mean? Because the middle part,
That's so weird.
you gotta lift that up.
You can't eat them
Like, but yeah. So for the last year, I was like, nah, I'm not. We're not doing this again because of how I perceived our first experience with MJ, with you being pregnant with MJ.
I was lazy and uh, it was my first experience.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I let the pregnancy run me.
Well, I didn't. I of course was not very receptive to that. I didn't like that, so I worried about it happening again. But after the accident, it was kind of a sense of clarity for me where it was just kind of like everything that I'm resistant to is because I'm being very selfish. Right? I was being super, super selfish prior to that accident, which is why we call it a blessing and a curse. Or um, and so at that time we were recognizing, trying to get back to the best part of our marriage, of our relationship, period. And in that, I was like, you know what? Let's have another one. Like, let's do it. Because one, like we've talked about this before, I didn't want as the only child because we didn't grow up as only child.
Yeah,
So
we're not only.
yeah, that's what it is. We're not only children, so why would we do that to our child? What? What's the problem? You not satisfied with the mouse?
No, give her a mouse burger.
Yeah, she needs something else. She needs something more stimulating. The mouse just ain't doing it. But yeah, so then after that, so I said, let's have another one. And probably, I don't know, it was probably May, June-ish.
It was, we started to try, and then
Mind you, my back is fucked up this whole time. I'm not doing my best. Just let me say that.
and I think like around September, it was my birthday, and then you brought my mom
Yeah,
and them up here to celebrate. You surprised me with that,
yeah.
and then uh, that was at that point.
We were good.
No, at that point in time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop stressing over trying so much and just enjoy
Yeah,
my birthday.
'cause
And
she was getting beat up with just like taking it, like, take a test. It was like negative every time. And she was like, what the fuck? Like with MJ, there was no
no,
take a test that was negative, I don't think.
no, I took one that was negative. That was when we first moved to our new place, but then like a
Shortly
couple of
after.
weeks, yeah, that's because I tested too early. This I was like constantly testing and stressing and stuff. It was like a job.
Yeah.
And then I decided to just enjoy my birthday,
Yeah.
and we were drinking and stuff like that. And then I think my mom took MJ for like a month. It was just me and you.
And we were
And then
trying a lot.
no, that's what we found out.
No, we found out because I did a drive.
No, that
Right?
you're jumping.
I'm jumping?
You're jumping.
Oh, okay.
We found out in September when my mom had MJ.
Yeah.
And then we went to go get tested at the hospital, and it said, yeah, you're positive. And then that's when a couple weeks later, like ultrasound, they're like,
Yeah.
and they was like, well, just give it some time. So then that's when we went to go get MJ.
Yeah. Hey, you want to get out now? I thought this was that's your safe place. You don't like it. Anyway, so yeah, you went to go get MJ.
And then
I remember you crying because you told your mom that like they didn't hear a heartbeat and that.
Yeah.
And you, like, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh shit, like this is a miscarriage, right? And of course, I'm seeing this, and it's like I don't know how to. I don't know how to be there for her and take care of myself at the time. Like I don't, because it was a lot for both of us.
Yeah, but
And
okay,
then,
but before you get there, you have to finish the story. Like,
and I know,
in November, that's when we found out
it was
for
a
real.
it was a miscarriage. But I'm saying when we were at your, I remember distinctly you like crying and shit
because
it was
not
like
in the mental right headspace.
Yeah.
Because also we were on our way back home. That's when I actually started bleeding
right
a little bit.
yeah. And then we went to hospital, and they confirmed, they were like, yeah. And the way that the lady said it was so like nonchalant, like
Because
it was just
she's
kind of,
done it like a million times.
yeah, but it was just kind of like, oh yeah, you know, okay. So, and they told her, I know, right? Let's not talk about that. So then, after that, they told her there's two ways to handle it. You can either take some pill, right, or let it happen, and and you decided to just let it happen naturally.
Yeah.
Which hindsight 2020,
To
yeah.
happen.
But that was one of those moments where it was just like we probably should have done it. Because what happened was, and I will never freaking forget this. So she was bleeding a lot, and one day she went to sit on the toilet, and it just all happened at once. And I remember she called me in there because you needed some water or something.
I had it.
Yeah.
About to pass out.
Mind you, she has fainted on me a couple times at this point. So I'm experienced with knowing.
Everybody in my family know I'm prone to pass out.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was she she got really lightheaded, and I brought her some water, and then I saw like you ever seen the light go out in somebody's eyes? And it's really scary because you don't know when they're coming back. You know what I mean? So, and MJ was
Two.
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 He was two.
Two going on three. Probably.
He wasn't even, he wasn't talking, like,
but he knew to get a phone.
Right. So he was walking, but he wasn't talking. Like we couldn't understand nothing. So he was still babbling, right? And I remember I told him, because she was fading, and I hugged her, and I felt like all her weight is lean on me. And then I told MJ, I was like, hey, go in the room and get my phone. And that's all I had to say. And like, he left. He came right back with the phone and handed it to me. What's going on, Nisha? He came back with the phone, handed it to me. And I didn't have time to be like, praise him for actually doing it. But like, I saw it and I recognized it. And then
which is actually funny because, well, funny now because when I was sitting on the toilet before everything, before I blacked out, MJ came in there and like hugged me, like he knew what was going on.
Yeah. And then so you were out. I mean, you were out for a good like 45 seconds to a minute. And then the way you came to was you like convulsed one time, and then you just threw up. Not on me, thankfully. But I saw it, coming. So I grabbed the trash can or whatever, and you threw up twice, and then you just like came back, and you were like, okay,
what happened?
What happened? Yeah, and I was like, you were gone. You were
like, really?
Yeah, because I was
Don't you say really?
I was about to call the hospital, but like I was literally about, like, I had you in this arm, and I grabbed the phone with my right hand, and I was trying to log in to my fucking phone, and and then as I was typing 911, you had convulsed, and I put it down immediately, and you did that, and then I just remember you came to, and you was like, what's going on? And I was cleaning you up, and I was telling you what's happening. And we sat there for probably another 5 minutes, maybe, just talking. I don't know why I hear him. I don't know why right. We sat there for like another 5 minutes, and
it's probably the playing game. He probably can't.
I don't know what to tell him. He got it. I've seen MJ's in there crying for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway. Hearing him cry. Um, and then yeah, we sat there probably another 5 minutes just talking. I was making sure you were okay. Gave you some water, cleaned you up, cleaned up the floor,
I took a shower.
and you took a shower.
Can't
And it
eat
was,
the microphone.
but before that, so when you had found out, and this was one of the worst moments for me as far as how I handled the situation because I was so out of it. Like I was not as present as I should have been, and because like mentally, it just took such a it was such a heavy thing for me because I was already dealing with my injuries, and then to also be dealing with like holy shit, I just lost a child. You know what I mean? And it was one of those things where it's like, how do I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like I can't because I remember we had an argument one time because we were like, you kind of left me there. And I was like, I didn't leave you. I definitely didn't support you to the level that I nothing. Just MJ is dramatic as hell. Go you wanna go check her? I got this.
Here.
Oh, put her back in the box. Put her back in the box. But yeah. So I was really trying to figure out how do I help her and help myself. And of course I handled it the wrong way. This is a level of immaturity again. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. And so I remember the day we found out that she actually had the miscarriage. Um, I left. Like I came home. We came home. Why is that? Why is that the necessary response that you give to things? Huh? What was that about? What was that about? Is it just that there's no surprise there? It's got. It's okay, but I left and I thought I was going somewhere, but literally I just ended up driving. I drove all the way to like Oceanside or something like that from San Diego. Um, and it was just kind of to clear my head. I ain't gonna lie, I did cry like the whole drive, pretty much. Um, and I was just going through a lot, and I shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have, you know, I shouldn't have just left her sitting there. You know what I mean? Not necessarily sitting there, but like just I her. But when I came, still not in the right frame of mind. Um, it was just like, all right, what? And then so fast forward, that's when the whole she passed out and passed everything in the toilet. And after that, we were kind of rocky a little bit, right? Like after that whole thing in the bathroom, we were kind of rocky a little bit
Yeah, because
because I left.
You didn't want to talk.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, it was a lot going on. I didn't want to. I didn't want to relive that at all. It was because it was traumatic, right? And so, um, it took us a minute to get like back where we're good again.
Yeah, because it took us to actually fully talk about it
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
like,
and break down and all this other shit. Like I didn't because when I tell y'all I didn't want to speak about it. I wanted to try and forget that it happened.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that wasn't the right. I didn't know any other way to deal with what I was feeling.
then at that time, it's okay, we're done trying.
Yeah,
We're good with
we
this
stopped.
one.
Yeah, because
And
I,
then,
I was so worried about I didn't want shit to happen
yeah, you
again.
don't want to put me through it
I did
again.
not want to put her through that again because I saw that moment and it was like, there's no way I would put you through that again. Even if you would ask me to, even if she asked, I was still like, because we talked about it.
Yeah,
You're like, do you want to go again? I was
again?
like, nah. Like I was already hesitant prior to this, and then this happens. It's like, nah. I think this is plenty enough sound that we don't need to have another one. And then,
Yeah, and then around your birthday, back home from the go-kart place, you were like, I got car sick, and I never get car sick.
yeah,
And I took a test, and I was like, it was a little positive. I was like, should I take another one? You're like, you can if you want. Like you
hey,
on
yo,
the
I was so because I was so worried that you were again, and it was gonna happen again because I saw when she got pregnant before Harmony, you were so fucking happy. Like you were overjoyed. And then I just all of that just drained out of you at that point. And it was so painful to watch that. Oh, what man would want to put his wife through that again? You know what I mean?
It felt defeating.
Yeah, it was. And
but then when I took the second test for Harmony and it was positive, okay, it took a minute for me to get happy about it.
Yeah.
I had to like keep saying mantras about it because I was afraid that the same thing was gonna happen again.
Me
but
too.
then when we got past the first trimester, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it still took me a minute to be like,
This is
because
happening.
with MJ, I used to talk to him all the time in my stomach, but with her, I was just like, yeah, it didn't click that okay, she's actually coming.
You said you kind of felt disconnected a little. Yeah.
Because I don't know.
We didn't
weird.
trust that it was happening. And it was one of those things, man, it was one of those things where it was like
little things that were.
Yeah, like it was one of those things where we were like, okay, just pregnant, great, but is it solid? Like, you know what I mean? Like we even after the doctor was like, nah, like, we were like, is it permanent? Is it definitely going to be, sticking this time? We didn't know. And so even after the appointment, because they said she had a hard time. She had a hard time finding her heartbeat as well, but it was early.
It was early, but then when I went back again, they're like, "Oh yeah,
she's got
her heartbeat is strong."
But that first one, when they said we don't see a heartbeat, we were like, "Fuck, this is happening again." And again for like, because it was like the next week or something like that. We had another appointment
because I had to go to a civilian doctor.
Yeah.
Because the Navy was getting too overwhelmed with
COVID
their sailors or
yeah,
soldiers getting pregnant because it was after the pandemic or during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So then
and
the civilian doctor, they took the ultrasound and they're like, yeah, here's her heartbeat.
Yeah.
Nice strong. And here she is.
Man, the sigh of relief, both of us is like.
But like at the time with the pandemic, you can only have yourself or your significant other. And we had so
I had to stay in the car. And so the whole time in the car, no music, no nothing. He was playing with his tablet or something like that. Cause that's when we had the truck. And the truck had Wi-Fi. Had the truck turned on with the Wi-Fi going so MJ could watch his tablet. And I was in there just silent, like waiting. MJ was trying to babble and talk or whatever. And at the time he was 3.
Yes.
He was 3.
Yes.
And so this is going into year almost. Not fully, but almost, right? Yeah. And
I was pregnant during our 4th anniversary.
Right. Yes. Right.
Because we had it on that rooftop.
Yeah. And so I remember MJ was trying to talk. He was getting to that point where he could say like a couple words, and he wasn't formulating sentences properly yet, but he was saying a couple words, and he'd be like, "Daddy, something, right?" Like, like no
like, attention. I think what did I do? Did I call or text you? I think
texted me, but you didn't. This one right here. She's so freaking cryptic. Like she's so not related. Like it was like, what are you going for dinner tonight? Or some shit like that. And I was like, what is what's the verdict? She walking back to the car. Like I done texted her a whole 10 minutes ago. She ain't saying nothing. She walked back to the car. Like no expression.
No, because at that time we found out you couldn't come in because MJ couldn't come in, and you took the baby bag, and the baby bag had my phone in it.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Because I texted her and she didn't respond.
And I get back in the car and you're like,
what the fuck you
you ain't gonna talk to me? You gonna say nothing? Like, what happened? Like, my phone is in here, right here.
You can't be leaving your. I keep telling you to be leaving your.
What's the point of having a phone?
What's the point? What's the point? I paid all this money for this nice ass phone, brand new, and you don't use it everywhere. So yeah, so it was.
And I showed you the pictures. I'm like, here.
Yeah.
But we didn't know it was she.
Yeah, and then I was like,
that's when you're like, it'd be nice if we had a boy.
Yeah,
but I think you're like, I know it's a girl.
It's a girl. I got a feeling it is a girl.
Like you've had feelings each time.
MJ, day one, I knew it was a boy. I knew it was gonna be a boy. Her, shit, yeah. And it's not that like, and we could talk about this later in year 4 and 5. Where why I was so everybody's worried about having a daughter. I don't give up when no man say something. Oh, I wanted a daughter. Yeah, but you know the side of it. So yeah, I was worried about having a daughter. Do I love her any less? Absolutely not.
No, because it was week 15, and then we went to that. We always go to like a place ahead of time.
Oh yeah, we did that with MJ too.
With MJ too, we can never wait. We never patient.
We so impatient.
So then we went, and you did a live.
I was live,
and you were sweating bullets. You was like
MJ running all. Like it's on my face. This little boy.
And all my family was tuning into it, and then you know he's like, it's a girl. He was like, oh God, I knew it. I knew it was a girl. Everybody was excited.
Everybody kept saying teen
girl.
Everybody kept saying teen girl. I'm like, why are y'all putting this? Like, what? But I love you though. Yeah. No, but in all seriousness though, I absolutely love my daughter. But that entire experience going from miscarriage to actually having harmony was difficult. You know, it was not at all easy. You know, I didn't post anything for like I didn't post anything on like social for like a good 2 months. I didn't talk to really anybody during that time. All I was doing was at that time, I think I was doing my drives at that point, wasn't I?
Yeah, you threw yourself into your drives.
Yeah, I threw myself into other projects, and that became my escape. That became where I would get away from my thoughts, because there was nights where I couldn't sleep because I was just thinking about like,
I didn't know.
Well, yeah. but it was nights literally where I could not sleep, and it was just like I was so, you know, like, even though it's no one's fault, because she kept blaming herself, and I was like, you know how when you go in this Google search and you figure out, no, me, I'm talking about me, like, you kept blaming yourself, and I kept saying like, it's not your fault, it's nobody's fault, and of course you go to Google, right? What causes miscarriage?
A missing chromosome.
Yes, stuff like that. Or one of the things said most times it's the male sperm because it's not strong enough
So
to,
you're blaming yourself.
of course, but it's because it's not strong enough to fertilize. It was stuff like that, right? Now later I learned it was probably crap, but at the time it validated my um why I was blaming myself. Of course, I never let her know that because I didn't put more on her, and I'm already trying to figure out how to deal with this in the first place. So yeah, it was definitely that was a
Doozy of a year.
that was tough, but we got through. Anybody else out there that has gone through something like that, or is going through something like that, I'm here to tell you there is another side to it. There's light on the other side of it. Don't First of all, don't blame yourself. That's the best advice I can give. Do not blame yourself because it is not your fault or anybody else's fault. And make sure at that point time be present for your significant other. Be there. That was one of the worst mistakes I've ever made. It's not being present in that time because it just added another burden to her and to myself. Like it added another layer.
Made me feel like at rough times you just gonna put your foot on first.
Yeah, and that's not at all my intention. That's not at all what I wanted to do. And so what I to you fellas out there that like to bury yourself in your work when you're going through tough times, or like the
Or we're taught not
project,
to emotions.
or not, yeah, or taught not to show how you feel. Definitely, definitely take a right. She being a butt today. Um, she was just asleep too. Um, anyway, take a lesson from me. Make sure you're there for your significant other. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode, man. Like to say thank you to everybody listening, everybody that's tuning in to each of these episodes, man. We appreciate it.
Next
We
up
appreciate
is
the support.
year 4.
Year four
Four.
slash five.
It can't be 5.
We're going into 5.
Year 4 because that's when Harmony was born and everything.
4th to present.
Yeah, because in 2 weeks is our anniversary. That's year 5.
That's what I'm saying. You're 5. You do it 4 to 5.
We're gonna predict on the future.
Yeah. What we want to? What's you know what I mean? What do we want to do after this? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. Like everybody listening, everybody tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, we appreciate you guys. Keep listening, keep supporting by sharing these, sharing these lives. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tinder did it. Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well. Um, like, comment, share these videos. If there was something in here that you felt resonated with you, or that you would like to have a conversation about, feel free to comment. And yeah, we will see you next time, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Maybe.
Every Saturday. What? What did you say?
You know I started working.
Yeah. But oh shoot. We might have to change the time.
Time to be announced. We'll shoot a post and let you know if the time changes or not.
Yeah. Hopefully it stays the same.
This is
She's
why
a
you
working woman now.
This is why you hate when I work on weekends.
Anyway, we'll see y'all next time. Love you.